Give me a minute and let's talk about today as Holodomor Remembrance Day. A lot of Americans and probably even a lot of Europeans don't know this history. Definitely, I had never heard of this until I came to Ukraine. But 90 years ago, Stalin created a famine by just seizing the property of all the farmers, throwing them in cattle cars, sending hundreds of thousands of them into exile in Kazakhstan, and collectivizing the rest here in Ukraine. But he took the farmers off their farms. He created a situation, either intentionally or through his own incompetence. Historians are divided on this issue, in which the food supply dried up. And within 18 months, somewhere between 3.5 and 7 million Ukrainians had died from starvation. Holodomor literally translates as to make unalive through hunger. Now that number doesn't count, right? Let's say 5 million Ukrainians that died in Ukraine. That number doesn't even count the 35% of those hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians that were sent to Kazakhstan into exile, where the Holodomor was also engineered, and all the Kazakhs. It was ethnic cleansing on a massive, massive scale. Make no mistake, 90 years later, the Russians are trying to do the same thing again. This war is an attempt at the erasure of a people, a culture, and a language from history. That's what it is. And it is an effort that is doomed to failure. The resiliency, the steel, the metal of these people will defeat the Russians, and it will cost the Russians everything, as well it should. So today at 4 o'clock local time, we participated in a moment of silence for the victims of the Holodomor. That would be 9 a.m. Eastern time. And so if you're up and about at 9 a.m. Eastern time, maybe take a moment and in this Thanksgiving week, be grateful for the food on your table and remember the time when the food was taken from the table of your allies and neighbors.